It's like something out of The Sound of Music. Look at this for a view. Back out on the castle fields. Now I've got these two with me. I'm going to do a comparison 10-hole dig again. I've been over this ground quite well, but I always seem to find stuff here. Yeah, that tree doesn't look so healthy, but the rest of them are in good shape. So I'll see you at the first good target. Moving on. So first target, Deus 2. Hits this at a lovely 81. Very stable 81. 81. Beautiful sounding target. The Legend. Now the Deus is in general mode. I've upped the sensitivity. The Legend is in field mode, multi 1. I know some people prefer multi 2, but I'm still getting used to the multi 1. 30s. Now it says there's a tiny bit of iron in that. Yeah, it's pretty much all non-ferrous, and then there's this tiny bit of iron. So it'll be an interesting target to see. Be back with you in a moment. Well, that's the first target. It's an old rimfire bullet casing. It's got some age to it. As far as I know, there's no iron in that, but I'll check the hole, see if there's anything else around. But yeah, that would be target number 1. Old rimfire casing. See what's next. Target number 2. It's a 92 on the Deus. Very stable 92. And with the Nokta Makro Legend, the Legend, it's a 47. 47, 48. 47. Non-ferrous. That should be a lovely target. 92 on the Deus sometimes can be a aluminium bottle cap. So we'll have a look. Be back with you in a moment. And unfortunately, that's what it is. Aluminium cap off something. So it's not too big to be a bottle cap, I think. But yeah. Okay, well, you know, both of them hit that lovely. I mean, it's got a fairly round shape. Oh, it's aluminium. Yeah, I don't know which one won on that one. The first one, I think the Deus did better, because the Legend was telling me it was a little bit of iron, and there wasn't any iron there. But I mean, the Legend is clearly a very good machine, but I'm still testing, so I'll see you at the next. Target number 3 on this beautiful sunny day. It's an 85 on the Deus 2. It's difficult to see, I know, with the reflection, but it is an 85. Stable 85, both directions. And with the Legend, so 43, 42, all non-ferrous. 43 that way too. Beautiful stable signal, but as you've seen already, that doesn't always mean everything. I'll come back to you in a moment. So target number 3 will be another lump of trash. Lovely numbers, lovely sounding signal, stable, but it's rubbish. Yeah, don't know exactly what it is. Let's see if we can find something else. Moving on. Target number 4, and as you know, with my 10-hole digs, these are consecutive holes, so I dig what comes. I don't just look for the best signals. That's a 71, and it's yeah, it's not a clear tone on that. you know, if it's a coin or something. Well, I mean, we've just had 2 pieces of aluminium which sounded really lovely, but normally, you know, it's telling you that this is not a coin shaped item. It's got that 2-tone. Problem is, it's very stable with the numbers, and 70s, from what I know about the Deus, could be almost anything. And that's a 32, 33, pretty stable that way too. Non-ferrous, tiny bit of iron maybe, but mostly non-ferrous. Okay, I'll come back to you in a minute. So what is target number 4 going to be? It's going to be more rubbish. Okay, well, jumpy signal because it's not a nice even shape, you know, it's rough. Problem is, any item that's sort of roughly shaped would have that double tone on the Deus, so you can't always judge by the sound whether it's I mean, you can judge if it's a coin usually, but not always. And always fill your holes back in. I don't need to tell you guys that. Yeah, more rubbish. Number 4. Moving on. Target number 5. A little wispy target. 59. 58, 59 on the old Deus. Let's have a look what this will do. The legend. Ooh. 24. That's not going to be good, is it? I don't think, with those numbers. It's mostly non-ferrous, occasional blip with the ferrous. Interesting. Okay, be back with you in a moment. Well, that is target number 5. It's a little piece of lead, and it's quite interesting. It's got something on it on both sides. I don't know if it's some kind of bag seal, but it's cool. Whatever it is, it got pattern down that one edge too by the looks of it, so it's clearly something interesting. Now the legend, yeah, it didn't seem to like that too much, but the Deus loved that. I mean, 50s, I would have expected lead in that area. The problem is that the numbers on the Deus too, you can find aluminium pretty much in any number range, so it is for me a little bit of an issue with that machine. But I'm very happy with that find, and both machines hit that no problem. But would you have dug that with the legend on those numbers? I don't know the legend well enough yet to make a proper judgment about that. But some of you guys know the legend. Would you have dug that in the 20s? I don't know. Moving on. Number 6 on this, although you can't see it I guess through the screen, is an 87 to 89. That weighs 89, 90, 88. It's not a very clear tone on it. Now with the legend, ooh, that's higher numbers. I mean, not higher than the Deus, I don't mean that. I mean, it's quite high for the legend. 46. 44. 45, 46. Okay, I'll come back to you in a moment, guys. So that, I think, is number 6. You know, correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm useless at keeping track. I think that's number 6. It's a buckle. It's a D buckle, and I'm very happy to find that. It's a bit crusty. Yeah. What do you reckon of that? I think they both hit that good. Yeah, I like that. I like finding buckles and buttons. And I am moving on. Number 7. So wispy 40, 36, 38. This double tappiness here. It's difficult. It's a difficult target. It's not very loud. Legend. Smashing that target, but it's saying it's mostly iron. Numbers are bad. Jumpy numbers. 14, 15. Did jump up to 40 at one point, but it's 22. But it's saying, oh, you know, it's going in between ferrous and non-ferrous. Sometimes more one than the other. That will be an interesting target to look at. Back to you in a minute. Well, I have no idea. The buckle I dug, I should give you the depth. The buckle I dug just now would have been about 6 inches deep. Both of them had no problem with that. The previous targets have all been around 4 or 5 inches. This one was about 1 inch down, so not very deep. It's a very fragile piece of something that's obviously broken. There's nothing else in the hole. There's no iron. So I don't know what the legend was picking up on there. Maybe it was the mineralization. Anyway, I'll have another look around the hole, see if there's anything else. And if not, I'll see you at the next target. That was number 7. 7? It is now. 7. Bye. Number 8, I think, is a 2-tone 70 signal. Could put it into square tones. Sounds different. Could try all sorts of different things with this machine, but I'm just doing a basic 64, 65. Basic comparison with these two in basic modes. I'm not trying to overcomplicate things. The legend hits that 25, mostly iron. Now I would not have said that that's mostly iron on the Deus. Let's have another look at that. It's not giving me that irony sound. It's saying that's mostly iron. Okay, well, I'll take your word for it. Let's have a look. I'll be back with you in a moment. Well, what can I say? Number 8 is mostly iron. You know, it's got this circle in it, shape in it, so the Deus 2 is probably picking up on that and saying it's a reasonable target. It was 2-tone because it's not round, not fully round, not a coin shape. Often that the Deus 2 does that with the tones, but wow, the legend was spot on with that it was mostly iron. That's impressed me. Okay, see you at the next. Well, now I'm thoroughly confused. Don't know if this is number 8 or number 9. Anyway, let's call it number 8. 57. 57. Deus 2. The legend. 22. Ooh, it's not nice numbers, is it? Don't think. 23. Non-ferrous. Probably aluminium. Come back to you in a moment. Another piece of lead. So number 8 is another piece of lead. Doesn't look like anything fancy. Say the Deus won that. Legend. Put that in a 22, which a lot of aluminium comes up at. Yeah, the 50s with the Deus is usually something to do with lead, but not always. I don't know. Jury's out. Moving on. Number 9. 60s, 70s. 40s, 20s, 60s. 04. 57.06. Well, you couldn't get a more jumpy target on the Deus too. Legend doesn't like it either. Bad signal. 12, 13, half and half with the 16, 14. Yeah, mainly it's registering both. Sometimes more iron, roughly 50-50 iron and non-ferrous. Come back to you in a moment, guys. And that would be it, an iron ring. Yeah, both machines told me that wasn't a good target. Both machines were, you know, the Deus goes into the zeros when you're getting iron. With the Legend, you've got that ferro check, which told me that this was mostly iron, sometimes 50-50, but it's the roundness that throws both machines off. That's why they're both giving a signal that's worth digging. And actually I agree, they're worth digging, these kind of rings, because some of them are very old and well worth finding. Okay, moving on. Well, my last target on the Deus 2 is a 94. Very stable, 94, 95. 95 that way. And the Legend is a 47 non-ferrous, very stable, 47, 48. Same that way, 47, 48, very stable signal. Interesting. Got to be trash, right? For the last target. I think so far the only really interesting thing is that bit of lead in this dig, but sometimes that's the way it goes. But I'll come back to you in a moment when I found this one. And there we have it. Just turned over the plug. And it's that. That's a lid off of something. Well, it's not a lid I've seen before. Marquis de Confiance. Demo farm. Vertrouwensmark. Yeah, don't know what that is. It's German at the top. One pill with your breakfast and one when you go sleeping, by the looks of it. The other side is in French, you know, children, adults, adults. I guess that's for the elderly. Not sure. Have no clue. I like it. It's kind of nice. And that will be the final target of the 10-hole hunt. Interesting comparison with those two this time. Both of them hit very well. The Legend, I mean, it's good. I'm struggling to find a fault with it so far. Yeah, maybe in the iron, I have to take it into an iron infested site to see what it can do against the Deus. But if you're on a normal field environment, I mean, the Deus, I can't fault it. I love that machine. The Legend, becoming my new best buddy. I'm impressed with it so far. I got both of these machines from Detector Sulcher in Basel in Switzerland. And he did me a very good deal for both of these machines. Go and check him out if you can. There's a link below. Yeah, it's not a paid advertisement for him, but I like the guy. I like his business practice, and you know, if you want to know anything about metal detecting in Switzerland or in other European countries, just give him a shout. He's a very knowledgeable man. Okay, moving on. So, another 10-hole comparison between these two great machines. Nice buckle with iron. I'm not sure why the Legend didn't pick up the iron. This was a cracking signal. Didn't seem to realise that there was any iron in the hole with it. It picked up that this was iron very well, whereas the Deus 2 actually struggled with that, oddly enough. Piece of lead, iron ring. Now this is interesting. This is possibly some kind of bag seal. There is a pattern on the ends here. You can see it on both ends here. And there's obviously something on that, although unfortunately I can't read it. I don't know if that's a T. Maybe, I don't know what the other one would be. But it has some kind of markings on both sides. I'm not sure what that is. And the bullet casing, which is difficult to see, it has 29, I think it is, on the right hand side with a 4 on the left. And then if you turn it around, it has what appears to be a TH on the left and another H on the right. So that's, I mean, looking at it, it's quite an old one, I think, but I might be wrong. There were obviously the older rimfire ones which had this bulge, but obviously in the wartime there also was a French ammunition, and the name of it escapes me at the moment, but that also had this extra end on it. It was the first ammunition that didn't smoke, so you could fire your bullet without showing where you were with a little smoke signal. I can't remember, it begins with an L, but I can't remember the name of it. I'm not sure if that is one of those or whether it's an older bullet. So, some interesting bits and pieces, but a very interesting comparison, particularly with this one. I think the Legend was a clear winner on that one. But yeah, the rest of it was pretty much even Stevens. Out of the Deus 2, I was surprised with that target. Yeah, they're both very, very good machines. Anyway, thanks for watching everyone, and I will see you soon.